Well, I'm making contact every time I get to bat, but when I hit the ball, it's always a grounder, an easy grounder, soft to the shortstop or the third baseman. And what I know I'm doing is I'm coming up out of. So when I'm at contact, I'm on my head's already back and up. See, so I can understand why I do it. Whenever I make sure that I'm staying right down on the ball, I can make solid contact occasionally.
And what's your goal? Is you're playing some leagues, right?
Yes, I'm playing a league in
And,
Sarasota.
and what's your goal? What's your ultimate goal of getting out of this today?
Be able to hit balls into the outfield. The sport I played growing up was basketball. Everyday basketball, 3 or 4 hours a day, all year long. I played basketball. I never played baseball or softball because I couldn't hit the ball. So when you're growing up in West Virginia and you can't hit, you're tossed aside. Get out of here.
Even though Jim had just started playing, he's 80-ish and not a very big guy. He's played in a league that's 55 and older. I was really surprised that he never hit a single ball that even reached the grass. His exit speeds were 27 to 32 miles an hour using the Smart Coach by Pocket Radar. And you can see right away that his main problem was he wasn't using the rotation to throw the hands towards the point of impact. And his stance needed work. His starting stance, the knobs down, he never adjusted and pulled it back. So that alone led him to put him in a position where he wasn't going to have a very good start, and the hand path couldn't go towards the ball very good without redirecting it. He looks athletic enough that I thought, man, he should have a lot more oomph and power than he does. And so thinking about the bracelet drill, we could isolate just that final rotation and throwing motion of the hands towards the ball. I got a chair out. I thought that would be less stressful and he could relax a little bit more and be a little bit easier to do. And you can see here on those swings, it just wasn't good, and he should have been a lot better than he was. But again, he's a beginner, and so we looked it over and we get him started on the right path. The knob is like a flashlight. It's going to go right towards the point of impact as fast as it can. And so if it makes sense to get your hands back as far as you can get them. Okay. So you think, now you're a professor, you should know physics. Is that as far back as you can get your hands?
Well,
I mean, I'm going to prove you wrong already.
Okay, good. Prove me wrong.
Right here. Your elbow's up, okay? Your elbow's up. That keeps your hands from coming back. Put the elbow back by the side. Now straighten this arm out and lift it up a little bit. Now look where your hand position is now.
Yeah.
Put your hands back enough to feel the lat tight.
Well, yeah, now it is.
Okay, but right here it's not.
No.
So if you pull it back tight, that's what we call a connected position. And two of our shows, number 2, I think, and number 72, talk about this. A lot of hitters, you can relax a second, a lot of hitters will start here, or here, but when they take that wind and stride, they bring the hands back here. See the bat's parallel to the ground? Yeah. So if I have a ball off the tee here, at the GT and the Evil BP Rocket, I'll put that right here. When I go to swing, if I have my hands in a bad position, like you were with the knob down, look at when I rotate. I'm not clubbing baby seals for Greenpeace.
Right.
I'm right here. As I come around here, I'd have to go like this, and then,
Exactly.
That's part of your problem, okay? Just this position alone will make a huge difference. The knob is like a flashlight. As we come around, we want to throw that towards the part of the ball we want to attack, okay? So if the knob is here, I have to reroute it here. So let's simplify it back here. So pull it back again. Lead arm straight. Let's see you do it. Lead arm as straight as you can make it. Bring this bicep up more.
Okay.
And hands back right there. Is the lat tight?
The lat is tight, yes.
Okay. It's your timing. Bah. Nice and easy. Always say ba-boom in the show.
Right.
Bah. And then boom will be the rotation. So you're right in this position. Hold that position, okay? Your foot's just coming down. What you'll do from this position here is rotate the hips, and that'll turn, because you're back connected. When you start to rotate, believe your bracelet got this, you start to rotate, that'll rotate your core, rotate your shoulder, and because you're connected, just start to rotate real slow towards the ball. Rotate. Now don't pull your hands, just rotate your body. Rotate. Turn. You see how that, look where that's going with the hands. It's brought them towards the ball. You see that?
Yeah.
And so let's talk about, go ahead and rest a second. So right there, this is our first part of our swing. It's called connection. It includes a stride. Really, we're going to dumb the swing down in two parts, ba-boom, as we heard in the show. And rather than think about, well, I'm starting my hands here, there's no thought process there, weight 90% on the back foot. As we go ahead and counter-rotate and put our foot ahead, that's ba. But instead of saying, well, I'm going to counter-rotate my body, counter-rotate my hips and my knees back, let the bodies come ahead a little bit and reach the brace leg ahead, we just say ba. It's like training the dog, Pavlov's dog, you know. We just say ba. Then it makes it, really dumbs it down. It takes 3 or 4 complex motions and makes it into ba. So in standing, we would just simply get in our stance here, 80-20, weight on the inside of the foot. We don't want to be rolled back over.
Right, exactly.
You playing basketball, understand the
Exactly.
importance of a good athletic stance. And then right here, I start right here and it's just like this. Ba, look where my knees point. Back. That means I've kept the weight here, but also I've coiled back, so if I want to uncoil or unwind, I've left myself wound up and I've actually wound the spring even more. You follow me?
Yes.
You should be stationary right on
Oh
the
yeah,
axis.
I got it. Okay.
And, you know, you being a professor, the more stationary you can stay,
Oh, absolutely.
the tighter the rotation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so that's the first part of the boom. Okay, that's what the lower body does. Okay, all right. So I'm right here again. Boom! I'm rotating open. Can you feel like this pit? This is more of a brace with a little bit of a straightening back, but this has to really punch open against the brace in the rotation. A lot of people get the feeling of it. If you had a fist right here, as you rotate, that's punching forward. Okay. So as you rotate, what you want to do is you rotate. Let the ball drop down to an area here in front of you between your waist and your chest, okay? The worst mistake people make is and I don't see you doing it too bad, but a lot of people see the ball up here, they'll try to pull the knob up and swing up to the path of the pitch.
I learned at the camp not to do that.
Nope. You want to have, if the pitch is coming in at this angle, I want to be swinging.
Right.
Always level to slightly up.
Yes.
So the first rule on this is you throw the hands, but you throw the hands to where the ball is going to be, okay?
Where it's going to be.
Right, not up. The hand path will start at your shoulders, and the hand path is thrown towards the ball, okay? As I rotate, I use that rotation to throw the hands towards the ball. And what do you think, my hands are here, and my pitches are from the chest to the waist. That makes sense, right? Thigh to the chest. What position are my hands going to travel? Up, level, or down?
They're going to come down a little.
Always, because they're going to go to where the ball is, right?
Yeah.
And so the strike's going to be below where my hands typically are. Now I can drop the back shoulder enough and make it so that I could swing up on everything, but within reason, we want to have our shoulders level, maybe tilted slightly back. But that's the key point, is that you don't watch what the bat head does, you watch where the hands go. So Jim understood the ball and the boom, so here we use a frisbee throw, and it makes the lead arm a guide on it. And then a little bit further here, the karate chop. Rotation throws the lead arm, that's what's going to guide you to the swing. Now we didn't want him to roll over, so we wanted him to get a good axe snap, palm down, palm up, wrist torque as he threw, so we get him the axe handle. And we choked up on it so it's easier to control. And look, he's got a good rotation of the hips and shoulders within, while he's throwing the ball within the rotation. He's doing a very good job. Came up a little bit there, so we said get more level. And there's a one-arm finish, which is great. It means you're throwing so fast that you can release after impact. Now, when we took the bat, we choked up on it to give him more control on it, and that was phenomenal. That was great. He got into the groove of doing it over and over. And look how good his rotation is, his body angle's back. Now, when he took the whole bat and tried to swing off it, very first swing was a little bit rough there. It's heavy to handle, but the more and more he got into it, look how explosive that is. And that's a guy that's not very big, 80 years old, with some balance problems. Just phenomenal. He hit a ball over 200 feet, and he reached 51 and 56, but where he was averaging before at the start 32 miles an hour. Now, before we stood up on the tee here, we made him do the connection and the ba-boom. Just phenomenal. Just a really great job. And so, again, he wanted to hit fly balls. That was his goal. He's hitting a lot of line drives and fly balls.
Boom. Oh, man. Boom. Boom.
44. I think 26 to 32 for high or 33 for high on the opening and exit speeds. And here you reach a high of 51 and you're in the mid 40s all the time. Talk a little bit about what are the main two things or three things you're going to go home with out of this today.
Well, I think number one, the karate chop slightly down on the ball, which is going to give me a level swing. Number one. And number two, I'm using a hip rotation now. And hip rotation in sync with that leading left arm karate chop. When I get them in sync is when I feel the most solid contact.
And don't lose track that feels like it's a throwing motion in the hands, right?
Yeah, absolutely a throwing motion.
When you snap, you say you snap the hip, snap the wrist. As you rotate your hips open from the start, you throw immediately.
Yeah.
And your only focus then is what? It's taking that lead arm. The lead arm is going to guide, so you throw that lead arm like a karate chop to the point you want to reach.
Yes. And doing the frisbee throw helped me really remind me that really I can rotate my hips.
Yeah.
And I need to rotate my hips.
I tried to move you around and you go, I'm an old man, I'd fallen over, right?
Right.
Right? And were you? No. We always blame, and I do it myself, at 67, I'm blaming all my elements on physical stuff. But the older you get, the more your physical tools leave, the more you have to fine tune the technical part of it. You did a great job today. Off the live, what you got to think more so, Jim, is letting the ball drop into a zone.
Right.
Pick a zone, and then you take the swing and just let the ball drop into that swing. Otherwise, the guy's going to be there trying to steer up to it all the time.
Exactly.
So, anything else you want to add, buddy?
I really appreciate all of this, Boki. And I really obviously learned a lot just from the results that we saw.
Amazing,
But I'm going to work on those drills, and really appreciate you.
You'll be 80, Dave Norris, 83 already, and I'm 67. You guys make me feel bad. You make me feel like an old man as full as you guys are. So really appreciate it, bud.